Hi viewers, welcome to my channel. Today topic continuity. In this topic we have to discuss what is continuity, what is epsilon delta properties of continuity, how to check a function whether it is continuous or not, continuity of a function defined on a domain.
Good morning, viewers. Today, I'm going to explain continuity of a function. This is the definition of continuity in sequence scenario. So first I'm saying, what is a real valued function? A function f is said to be a real valued function if its domain is a subset of real number. The mapping f is said to be a real valued function. The domain of f is subset of a real number. That mapping is called as a real valued function. And also some of the textbook written codomain is also subset of R. Right, now I'm giving some examples. F maps A to B. If A domain is a subset of set of all real numbers, then this function is called as a real valued function. Next, domain is natural number, codomain is any set B. By definition of real valued function, every natural number is subset of real numbers. For that, it is also real valued function. Now I'm going to define the definition of continuity in terms of sequence. We then show our definition equivalent to the usual epsilon delta definition. Now, define continuity of a function. Now we are going to define continuity of a function. Let f be a real valued function. The function f is said to be continuous at x naught, which is belongs to domain of f. If for every sequence xn in domain of f converging to a point x naught, then limit n tends to infinity f of xn is equal to f of x naught for every x naught is belongs to domain of f. That means here f is a real valued function. The function f is said to be a continuous at a point x naught. If every sequence xn in domain f is converging to x naught, then f of xn is converging to f of x naught. That means xn is converging to x naught. That means here xn is converging to x naught, f of xn converging to f of x naught. Then we say that function f is called as a continuous function at a point x naught. If f is continuous at each point of a set S, the function f is continuous at each and every point of a set S. That set S is a subset of domain f, in which case we say that the function f is continuous on a whole set S. The function f is continuous on whole set S. The function f is said to be a continuous. The function f is said to be continuous if it is continuous on domain f. Wherever we say that the function f is continuous means that function must be continuous on domain. Our definition implies that the values of f of x are very close to f of x naught when the values of x is very close to x naught. That means when x is closer to x naught, the function f of x is very close to f of x naught. In this case, we say that the function f is a continuous function. Now, the live example for continuity, time is a continuity. The example for continuity, time 1, 2, 3, 4. Then again starting with the 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 12 and 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the continuous process. So the time is the live example for continuity. Now I am giving the definition of epsilon delta property of continuity. epsilon delta property of continuity. Before going to define epsilon delta property continuity, now we are going to see one theorem. This is the necessary sufficient condition. Theorem is a mapping F is a real valued function whose domain is a subset of real numbers. Then F is continuous at x naught, which is in domain F, if and only if for each epsilon greater than 0, there exists a delta greater than 0 such that x belongs to domain of F and mod x minus x naught is less than delta implies f of x minus f of x naught is less than epsilon. This is the necessary sufficient condition if and only if statement. When f is continuous function, this equation 1 is holds. This equation 1 means what? For each epsilon, epsilon is a small positive quantity corresponding to exist delta greater than 0 such that when mod x minus x naught, the difference of x and x naught is less than delta, then the difference of f of x and f of x naught is less than epsilon. When x approaching to x naught, f of x is approaching to f of x naught, then we say that f is called as a continuous function. Now we are going to prove. Actually, it is a basic definition for epsilon delta, but we are going to prove both are equivalent. Now, firstly, I'm taking f is a mapping from S to R with the function S subset of R. There be a function whose domain is S. S is a subset of R so that it is a real valued function. So firstly suppose that the function f satisfies the equation 1. Firstly, suppose equation 1 holds. I'm assuming as condition 1, equation 1 is holds. Now we are going to prove that the function f is a continuous function at a certain point x naught. So we are assuming as f satisfies the equation 1. And also consider xn is a sequence in S such that because of our definition xn converging to x naught, the function f of xn converging to f of x naught, we are going to prove. For that, I can consider limit n tends to infinity xn is equal to x naught. Ante xn is converging to x naught and anukoni f of xn is converging to f of x naught అని prove చేయబోతున్నాను. Yes. Now we need to prove this one. We need to prove limit n tends to infinity f of xn is equal to f of x naught. That means f of xn converges to f of x naught. We are going to prove this condition. For that, I'm taking epsilon greater than 0. By condition 1, there exists, because of already we assume that condition 1 is holds, there exists delta greater than 0 such that x belongs to S mod x minus x naught is less than delta implies f of x minus x. It is given condition. We are assuming this one. Since xn converges to x naught, by definition of convergence, already we know sequence of convergence definition. Since xn converges to x naught, by definition of convergence, there exists a number capital N such that n greater than capital N implies mod xn minus x naught is less than delta. So here I'm taking just delta for each epsilon greater than 0. For each delta, there exists a number capital N such that n greater than capital N implies mod xn minus x naught is less than delta. This is the purely definition of convergence. By using this condition, by using 2, you observe when x minus x naught is less than delta, this condition is holds. When xn minus x naught is less than delta, then also this condition is holds. So by using equation 2, then for n greater than capital N implies xn minus x naught is less than delta, then f of xn minus f of x naught is less than epsilon. Simply, just a simple idea. X minus x naught is less than delta implies f of x minus f of x naught less than epsilon. Ante x minus difference of these two terms is less than delta aithe automatically functional values also less than epsilon kavali. Same ikkada xn minus x naught is less than delta, then f of xn minus f of x naught is less than epsilon. So for n greater than capital N implies what happens? F of xn minus f of x naught less than epsilon. And meaning of this is equal to what? Sequence f of xn converges to f of x naught. By definition of convergence, the sequence f of xn is converging to f of x naught. So that means we can write this as limit n tends to infinity f of xn is equal to f of x naught. So this is the definition of continuity. By definition, already we given the definition of continuity is as xn approaching to x naught, f of xn approaching to f of x naught means f is continuous at a point x naught. So since x naught is any arbitrary point in domain f, therefore the function f of f is continuous on domain f. Now I am proving converse part. Converse part means suppose f is continuous at x naught, then the function f satisfying condition 1. So I'm assuming as f is continuous, we are going to prove that condition 1 is holds or correct. If possible, suppose that we go for proving of this in negative orientation. If possible, suppose that the function f does not satisfy the condition 1. The function f does not satisfy the condition 1. That means if possible, suppose that 1 fails. That means what? Then there exists delta greater than 0, so that x belongs to s, mod x minus x naught is less than delta, f of x minus f of x naught not less than, f of x minus f of x naught less than epsilon fails. Fails means what? It is not less than epsilon, which is greater than or equal to epsilon. Which is greater than or equal to epsilon. Here I'm writing. Suppose I'm taking delta is equal to here, the small delta value, it is positive value because of n is natural number 1 by n, delta is equal to 1 by n. Then for each n, there exists a number xn. For example, I'm taking n is equal to 1. N is equal to 1. I get a number x1 in S. N equal to 2, x2. Yes, this is in S. These are the members x1, x2, x3, and so on. These are the members in S such that the difference of these numbers x0 minus xn is less than 1 by n. Because of already I am taking delta is equal to 1 by n. For each n, there exists a number xn such that the difference of these two numbers is less than delta. Delta means 1 by n. This implies mod f of xn minus f of this condition. F of xn minus f of x naught greater than or equal to epsilon. The meaning of this is equal to xn converges to x naught, but f of xn does not convergence to f of x naught. Because this is not less than epsilon. This is greater than or equal to epsilon means the function does not converges to this function. అంటే అర్థం ఏమైంది ఇక్కడ xn x naught కన్వర్జెస్ అయితే f of xn అనేది f of x naught కన్వర్జెస్ కావట్లేదు. So we can't have limit n tends to infinity f of xn is equal to f of x naught for every n. We cannot get limit n tends to infinity f of xn is equal to f of x naught for all n. But already this implies f cannot be a continuous function. Whenever this condition is not satisfying, then we say that f need not be a continuous function. F cannot be a continuous at a point x naught. Right? So f cannot be a continuous at a point x naught means this is a contradiction to our assumption. What is our assumption? Assumption is f is continuous at x naught. We get a contradiction. Why we are getting a contradiction? Already we assume f is not satisfying condition 1. Condition 1 is now fails. We are assuming this. For that we get a contradiction. We are assuming this one. For that we get a contradiction. So that our assumption is wrong. నేను ఇది కరెక్ట్ కాదు అనుకోవడం వలన ఎఫ్ అనేది కంటిన్యూస్ కాదు అని వచ్చింది కాబట్టి సో ఆల్రెడీ ఎఫ్ కంటిన్యూస్ కాకపోవడం అనేది ఇంపాసిబుల్ విచ్ ఇస్ ఎ కాంట్రడిక్షన్ టు అవర్ అజంప్షన్ సో దట్ ఈక్వేషన్ 1 ఫెయిల్స్ ఈజ్ రాంగ్. అది ఫెయిల్స్ అనేది రాంగ్. ఫెయిల్స్ మీన్స్ వాట్? కండిషన్స్ డస్ నాట్ సాటిస్ఫై ఈజ్ రాంగ్ సో దట్ హెన్స్ ఇట్ సాటిస్ఫైస్ ద condition. F satisfies the condition 1. Right? So when f is a continuous function, then f is a continuous function, then for each epsilon greater than 0, then for each epsilon greater than 0, there exists a number. For each epsilon greater than 0, there exists a delta greater than 0, x belongs to s such that mod x minus x naught is less than delta implies f of x minus f of x naught less than epsilon. So this is called as epsilon delta property or epsilon delta definition also we consider this one. So by using this property, we are going to prove the problems, the given functions, whether it is continuous or not. By using this epsilon delta property or direct property, we are proving the given problem is whether it is continuous or not at a particular point. Some functions are continuous entire the domain. Some functions are continuous at a particular point. Right? So this is the important theorem in a necessary sufficient part. So thank you for watching this video. Thank you very much.